hostility, fans. Time once again for the 6 o'clock news. Walter Wayne here.
Harry Newton here.
Bringing you
the Wayne Newton Report. We call our news warm-hearted because it's hot off the ticker. Get it? Little anchorman humor there. Over to you, Waller.
Well, morale in the armed forces is at an all-time low. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has deserted to Canada, and the other 3 have refused to look for him. The Nobel Prize in Mathematics has been won by a California professor who has discovered a new number. The number is Bleen, which he says belongs between 6 and 7. Now here's Stafford Cripps with news from across the track.
I told you not to call me when I'm working. I'm going to pay you.
Stafford, John.
I'm going to pay you. This is Stafford Cripps here on the other side of the tracks. Well, it happened again. There was another stick-up at Mom's Barbecue Palace. The hold-up men made the customer strip and lie on the floor. The burglary was not reported for 3 days. Today, a jury awarded George Whittington $50,000 for a severe case of athlete's foot. Mr. Whittington's head was completely bandaged, which is where the athlete kicked him. Mr. Billy Joe Sutherland was arrested for beating up his wife. He came home and found her with a record player in the room, one of the local disc jockeys.
And now here's that year-end wrap-up we promised you. Well, that's the kind of year it was, gang. In 1971, 18-year-olds received the right to vote. It will not do them much good, however, since they did not receive the right to register. And in the field of ecology, a man in California went on a diet of DDT only, just to prove it was harmless. He's apparently in good health, although his top wings and hind legs don't flap in unison anymore. 1971 was also the year the Beatles broke up, and if you play their last album backwards at slow speed, you can hear a voice saying, "Dummy, you're playing it backwards at slow speed."
Heart transplants declined in popularity last year, partially because of the lack of donors. Many people consider it an imposition. 1971 was a big year in sports. Here's Biff Barf in the Spotlight to tell you all about it.
Well, good evening, sport fans. Biff Barf here, picking them up and barfing them right back at you, gang. Hey, in the big sports area this year in 1971, many different stories. I'll go down sport by sport for you. In hockey, they've expanded now to 400 teams, including 50 in cities with no ice. Baseball, in an effort to make the game more exciting, has added a new statistic: most times falling asleep at bat. In soccer, 90,000 fans in Buenos Aires killed each other in a victory celebration. And football was hit by scandal as it was discovered many of the players were smoking the hash marks. And now to wrap up the year in Hollywood, here's our movie rapper, Keith Mezzanine.
This is your movie reviewer, Keith Mezzanini. My vote for the best picture of 1971 goes to Carnal Knowledge, a movie that I personally rated G. G-E-E-G. Yes, in that movie, Anne Margaret certainly showed us a thing or two. And proved once and for all she's not just a pretty face. Together with Jack Nicholson, she gave a most touching performance. The last week of the year, I went to a big Hollywood premiere at a drive-in theater. It was very exciting. There was love, hatred, sex, jealousy, violence. And that was just in the next car. And now, with his year-end weather roundup, here's Al Sleet, your hippy-dippy weatherman.
Hey, baby, what's happening? Que pasa? Que what you call your pasa? Well, it was really a big year in weather in 1971. We had a little bit of everything. The year started off real cold. For about 3 months, it was freezing, man. Then it started getting nice, real nice. And it got nicer and nicer until finally we had a long, hot spell. Lasted right through the summer. Then all that nice weather came back again until a couple of months ago when it started getting cold. Looks like 1972 is starting in the same crazy pattern as a year ago.
And finally, 1971 was a year of continuing hostility between men and nations. Here is the War Scoreboard, brought to you as a public service by men of goodwill everywhere.
In 1971, on the war scoreboard, 8 civil wars,
6 outside aggressions,
6 internal upheavals,
10 counterinsurgencies,
21 violent demonstrations,
30 warlike acts,
906 hostile incidents,
10 armed races,
18 deliberate provocations,
61 threats to national security,
9 dangerous escalations,
2 military confrontations,
62 heightenings of tension,
24 heated exchanges,
12 belligerent moves,
17 reprisals,
3 powder kegs,
and 2 tinderboxes.
And an ultimatum.
Good night and good luck.